Have I made you wait long enough? This is the Shadows Mantle build for the Demon Hunter, the best build in patch 2.5 season 10, and it's finally here. Alright, here we go. Arguably, the number one build in season 10 patch 2.5 is this Shadows Mantle set, and god damn it, in my opinion, this is the best, hands down. I guarantee there's some nerds out there that are shaking their head going, no way, Jose, such and such is better. You know, if you're a good player, that makes the difference in the world. As far as builds and sets go, the Shadows Mantle is definitely up there among the best at the moment. It is hell overpowered, and boys and girls, I'm going to go through it right now for yous. You're going to be killing shit in no time, doing greater rifts, 80, 90, even over 100 if you farm enough Paragon levels. And we're going to start with the gear and the bonuses that you get with the set. Now, for 2 set items of Shadows Mantle, while equipped with a melee weapon, your damage is increased by 1200%. Huge buff already. For having 4 set items, Shadow Power gains the effect of every rune and lasts forever. So this bad boy here, fucking awesome. Get every rune, it's unbelievable, and you hit it once and it stays active. For the full 6 set bonus, you get Impale deals an additional 40,000% weapon damage to the first enemy hit. Fucking huge. Absolutely huge. This thing is unbelievable, and if you buff this set with the right items, which I'm going to show you exactly how to do. You know, the items are non-negotiable pretty much. Some of the skills can be swapped out for other things, and we'll get to that in a moment. But as far as gear goes, guys, stick to this. You're going to kill shit. Now, as far as the set items go, we're doing the full 6 pieces. We've got the helm, we've got the chest, the pants, the boots, the shoulders, and the gloves. Right now I'm using all emerald gems for the items except for the helm, which we're using the diamond gem to reduce cooldowns of all skills by 12%. And you want to definitely have 15% impale damage to the helm and the boots. Now I've got 14% for the boots. I'm a tight ass. I'm saving my materials. But guys, get 15%. I'm happy with 14 at the moment. I do enough damage, believe me. So, aside from that, we definitely want to aim for dexterity, critical hit chance, critical hit damage whenever possible, and vitality. Resist all is really nice as well. That goes for all of the items whenever you can roll those stats, obviously. Alright, boys, but make sure helm, boots get that impale extra damage. We're using the Traveler's Pledge together with the Compass Rose here, and you definitely want to aim for critical hit damage and critical hit chance. Like I mentioned, this goes for all items. The bonus you get from these 2 items is, while moving, damage taken is reduced by up to 50%. While standing still, damage dealt is increased by up to 100%. So, pretty goddamn awesome. We're going to be standing still every time we're dealing damage because we're casting those knives everywhere and you're standing still when you're doing so. So 100% extra damage right off the bat there. We're using the strong arm braces. Basically, when we're vaulting, we're going to be knocking enemies back, and every time we knock an enemy back, we deal 22% increased damage for 6 seconds, and that's a huge buff to damage again. The belt we're using is the Chain of Shadows. After using Impale, Vault costs no resource for 2 seconds. So, bang, Impale, we're vaulting everywhere for free for 2 seconds. I just did like 4 or 5 there. So if you're quick, you can smash out 4 or 5 vaults easy. We're using the Compass Rose as the second ring. Now, you can definitely swap this out for the Elusive Ring if you roll a lot better stats on your Elusive Ring. Otherwise, we put one of them in Canai's Cube and equip one of them, just depending on your stats. Now, the weapon. So important. Kali's Point. Primal, Ancient, Legendary Dagger. Fuck yeah. You want a Kali's Point. Basically, Impale returns 15 hatred if it hits an enemy already impaled. We're going to be spamming Impale, so we're not going to run out of hatred. It's going to be fucking awesome. This is an absolute must-have item. Try and get an Ancient or a Primal Ancient for this. The damage is just unbelievable. And the reason I'm not doing over 3,000 base damage is because I missed out on attack speed, you know. This dagger rolled with full stats of dexterity and vitality and cooldown reduction. I changed vitality into 10% damage, and boom, we got 200 extra base damage. But if we had attack speed in there, we'd be 3000 plus. However, the dagger is still nice. It's still a primal ancient. If you guys aren't sure how primal ancients work, it basically rolls an ancient with full stats. So you get 1000 dexterity, 1000 vitality, 10% damage, 10% cooldown reduction. Whatever you roll, it's always at max. And I've done a video on how to unlock primals. They don't just drop automatically. There's a way to unlock them. And I've also done a video on how to farm them most effectively and the easiest, quickest way possible. Check out those videos in my video section. We're using Holy Point Shot. So Holy Point Shot throws 2 additional knives. So we're throwing 3 impale knives. They're all doing massive amounts of damage. And if we're right in front of a target, we're hitting that target with all 3 knives, doing huge damage. So against elites, we smash them easily. That pretty much does it for gear, guys. We're going to go into gems. Definitely want to use Bane of the Trapped. You definitely want Gorgok of Swiftness. This is an increase to our attack speed. The quicker we're throwing those knives, the more damage we're doing. This one here, we're using Pain Enhancer. However, you can swap this out for Bane of the Powerful. However, I prefer Pain Enhancer for more attack speed. Definitely, if you're pushing greater rifts, higher greater rifts, you definitely want Pain Enhancer. But you can test out putting in Bane of the Trapped. Totally up to you. I prefer Pain Enhancer all the time, baby. You know, once you're over 800 Paragons and you're doing 80 plus greater rifts, you might want to swap out the emerald gems for diamond gems for extra survivability. Test it out, guys. See how you go. I like my emerald gems in there. I like my additional armor, my additional damage. I love it. But if I'm going to push greater rifts towards the end of this season, I'll probably test it out with diamond gems. But see how you go, boys. Definitely start with this. This is the ultimate way to start your Shadow's Mantle. Let's check out skills. So important. We're using Impale with Ricochet, Volt with Rattling Roll. Now this is what I was talking about. You knock back enemies and you take advantage of that damage bonus from the braces. Fan of Knives with Bladed Armor, increasing our armor a little bit more. Shadow Power, you basically don't have to even choose a rune, because when you activate Shadow Power, you take advantage of all the runes. However, with Nightbane active, any enemies that are right near us are slowed down when we cast Shadow Power. So every now and then I cast Shadow Power with Nightbane, and any enemies around me are slowed. So we do take advantage of Bane of the Trapped and our movement impairing effects for extra damage. You know, probably don't need it, but I use it that way. We're using Vengeance with Dark Heart, ultra important for survivability. Companion with Wolf Companion for a damage bonus. Passives. We're using Colour of the Week, Awareness, Ambush, and those 3 are non-negotiable. You must have them, believe me, they're very important. Leech, however, can be swapped out. You can use I've seen a lot of pro players using Numbing Traps, basically reducing damage taken from any enemies that you hit with Fan of Knives. However, with Leech, if you have any life per kill, then it increases your heal amount by 75% of your life per kill. So I do have life per kill. Let's go back here, boys. On my pants here, my Shadows pants, you can see in secondary, the second secondary is life per kill, and my amulet has life per kill, 7995 life per kill. So this is pretty huge. It adds to our survivability. I like Leech personally the best, but you guys can check it out with Numbing Traps. Totally up to you. Test it out. See how you go. I've also seen a lot of people using, they've either dropped Vengeance or Fan of Knives for Marked for Death. Now, this definitely increases your damage, however, it makes you a lot more squishy. Again, I prefer not using Marked for Death for this. I'll use my Emerald Gems for the extra damage, and I keep Fan of Knives and Vengeance. If you guys are surviving rather easily, then try and sub out one of those for Marked for Death. Totally up to you. And if you do use Marked for Death, make sure that you're using the Valley of Death rune. Alright, so all enemies in the area are marked for death. You basically drop like a trap that's marked for death. Anyone in that vicinity takes the additional damage. It's pretty OP. I've tested it out, however, I'm way too squishy. I like my Leech, and I like my Fan of Knives and Vengeance. You will do shitloads of damage, boys and girls, believe me. This is going to absolutely blow your minds. Canai's Cube. Ultra important Canai's Cube. We must have Dawn in there. Basically, Dawn reduces the cooldown of Vengeance by 65%, allowing us to keep this up pretty much 100% of the time. With Gorgok of Swiftness, as we're attacking shit, it increases our cooldown reduction as well. So this will definitely be up 100% of the time for me. As you can see, it's ticking away now. I'm not even using Gorgok of Swiftness, and it's almost up 100%. However, when we're attacking shit, boom, it's just run out. When we're attacking shit, it'll increase our cooldown reduction. It'll be easily up 100% of the time. So must have Dawn. Armor, a killer cuirass. While above 90% resource, which we will be, because Hatred will stay absolutely full as long as we're attacking shit and as long as it's close enough. All damage taken is reduced by 50%. Absolutely huge. Must have that in there. And like I mentioned, the Elusive Ring. You either want the Elusive Ring equipped, or you want it in Canai's Cube, or you want to have Convention of Elements in Canai's Cube and that equipped, whatever, vice versa. Whatever you want, whatever is the better role, equip it, and then make sure you have the other one in Canai's Cube. Basically what it does is, when you cast Shadow Power, Smokescreen, Vault, takes 60% reduced damage every 8 seconds. We're going to be vaulting all over the shop because of the belt, you know. After using Impale Vault costs no resource, so it's basically a free damage reduction of 60%. So we've got lots of items and lots of ways here that we're increasing damage and reducing damage. Boys and girls, this is unbelievable, believe me. Paragon points. Make sure in core you get your movement speed up to 25% max. Capped, don't go over 25% because there's no point, and then whack everything else into dexterity. Offense, we definitely want cooldown reduction first. It's pretty important to keep Vengeance up 100% of the time. Then we go critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and attack speed in that order. Defense, we want resist all, armor, then life regen. Utility, we want life per hit, resource cost reduction, area damage, and gold find in that order. Boys and girls, that's pretty much the build. Test it out. This thing's going to be fucking awesome, I promise you. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below and we'll go through this shit together. I'm not going to be an asshole and just leave you like this. We're going to go and do a rift so I can show you how this shit actually works. Let's go Nephilim. Alright boys, here we go. Live example. I'm going to show you what this shit is all about. Could have just left you there with the build and not shown you a live example, but I'm not an asshole. Here we go. Elites, just get melted down like nothing. It's actually a good map here, nice open map with lots of elites here. And I don't even have to stay in a spot for too long, like shit just dies so quickly, it's like instant. And just keep in mind, boys and girls, the closer you are to your target, the more damage you will do, because you're throwing 3 daggers, and if all 3 are hitting the one target, holy shit, you're really melting shit. You're melting faces. You are melting faces, boys. Don't forget to keep your Vengeance up at all times. Your Shadow Power is always active, so you don't have to really worry about that too much. I always spam Shadow Power when I have enemies close to me, just for that extra damage, but try and get out of that habit. You don't need to do it. It just uses your resource for nothing, your discipline. Here we go, packs of enemies just die. They just die, and Vault is just so awesome. As you vault into new packs, you knock enemies back and you get that buff in the faces. Look at that. Like, I'm not even like trying here, seriously. You don't even have to try with this build, it's that awesome, it's that overpowered. Here we go, one more elite and then we'll call it there, boys. I think you guys get the idea. Go and try this for yourselves, you will not be disappointed. Oh, there's one more here. Yeah, we'll just do one. Try and avoid the explosion. We are demon hunters, we're pretty squishy. Don't stand in the arcane, don't stand in acid, don't stand in fire, don't be shit. It definitely is suited for a specific playstyle, the Demon Hunter range classes. That's what I love. It's challenging, and it definitely is a lot of insane damage as well. So enjoy, boys, enjoy. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and hopefully this helps you with your Demon Hunters. Until next time, show your support, please subscribe. I will be your best friend forever.
Not enough discipline.